Wham! Talk 1600. You're catching the drift. Conservative talk. Intelligent conversations on local, state, and national issues with Gary Wellings, chief editor of the Current newspaper and Current Online. Join in the conversation at 734-822-1600. And now, your host, Gary Wellings.
And good Saturday afternoon. Thanks for tuning in to catch our drift. Joining me in studio, Ipsy Ed Bonderenka.
Hey, man, it's good to be here.
And you have a new title. I'm just going to break it right now. Managing editor of The Current.
Yeah, it's a scary proposition.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You had a lot to do with that. You fawned it off on me.
Ed is the new owner of The Current newspaper, and I'm not sticking around to help you out and all, but this is your show, dude, and you've managed to get 2 months done.
I used to watch those
You got it out. You printed it.
Used to watch those old westerns with the guy in the print shop, and then making the paper, and then, then the outlaws come in and tear down and burn down the place and everything, and
yeah, well, you'll get some of that. Maybe you get some of those nasty little
Brick through the
snarky
window
emails from people. You'll see them. Yeah, in fact, I got something the other day, and I was going to answer it, and I'm like, it's Ed. Yeah. So, well, welcome to The Drift. What we do on the Drift every Saturday is go over the news.
You need to know.
Oh, that was a quick recovery, see?
Almost that coffee in my mouth.
You almost had that coffee ready to spit out. And if you're not going there, you should, www.thedailydrift.com. Put all the news from around the world and across the state and even local stuff.
Yep.
So spend a little time and go to thedailydrift.com and get that news you need to know. All right, let's take care of a little business here. AAA Service Network. It's wintertime with this super cold weather. Furnace I noticed in my new house, and I cringe every time that the furnace kicks on. I'm thinking, get some money going out the windows. I'm feeling the drafts, finding the drafts, saying, I got to make a list for Home Depot. I just got to plug for Home Depot, right?
There you go.
And,
let's get that advertised.
Yeah, so I've got things I've got to do. But AAA Service Network has a lot of great coupons in The Current, COURANTonline.com, and you can see like a $20 off an appliance repair, a furnace repair, a plumbing repair, water heater repairs, sump pumps, furnaces. Get your furnace tuned up, $20 off. Drain cleaning, water softener repairs, $300, up to $300 off. They got lots of new technology for that. So get those items taken care of before the real winter gets here, and then all of a sudden you're stuck in the cold with a broken furnace.
I heard Ember today, and the guy on Ember was saying that, you may know how to do something, but, you may not have the time to do something. And I told the guy I know once, he was talking about, he had to do the suspension on his truck. And, we both know he could do the suspension on his truck. And I said, sometimes a guy's got to do what a guy's got to do. Pay somebody else.
Yes. Stop stifling the economy.
That's
do-it-yourselfers. They're stifling the economy. Get out and call Ed, 1-800-FIX-IT-NOW.com. Have him fix the things in your house that need to be fixed. And you can also call 810-227-1050 in Brighton, or Ann Arbor. I've got an Ann Arbor number. Well, let's go 810-632-9005 is up in Heartland there. So we'll give Heartland a shout. So make sure you use those sponsors we take from currentonline.com.
One of those trucks parks just down the street from me on Grove Road.
Yeah, they're good.
Yeah.
Ed's got a good crew, good group of people. So I didn't prepare anything. As I emailed you earlier in the week, I was like, man, can you do the show alone? I've got so much going on in my life right
I
now.
didn't prep either.
Yeah.
You said you'd be here.
So 1-800. No. I'm 1-800. Now I'm going.
734-822-1600.
Yes. Call into the show if you got anything you want to talk about. It's a free-for-all Saturday with us here at the
Today's Veterans Day.
Today is Veterans Day, and I will pull up that email that we're going to reference. Go ahead.
Well, basically, Living Waters Church is going to have something.
Yes.
You're going to tell us about that?
I'm pulling it up as we speak. Here it comes.
In the meantime, it is Veterans Day, and I'd like to say something as a veteran. This is my little recruitment plug for all you young folk out there listening. When I was a sergeant in the Air Force, I only had 4 years in, and I made decisions that actually affected people's lives. It wasn't combat. It was more rescue work that we were doing. I had never had that much responsibility in my life since. Now that's a really amazing thought. That actually, at 22 years old, you made decisions that affected people's welfare, life and death, and man, I kind of missed that.
Yeah, I saw a tweet today that really struck a chord with me for Veterans Day, and it said most people in their lives wonder if they've made an effect, changed anybody's life, or had any effect in this world. If you've served in the U.S. military in any capacity whatsoever, there's no question that you have changed and affected people's lives, and probably for the better. You know what I mean? You have done things as a veteran. I don't care if you did your 3 years, 2 years, 5 years, if you were a career soldier.
If you were a supply clerk.
You made decisions and did things that protected this country. So feel good about that. If you are a veteran, especially if you're a veteran who's maybe depressed right now, and I know there's a lot of veterans, and there's something I want to get into with Tim next time around, but if you are a veteran, you made a difference, brothers and sisters, you did. And thank God to you, and thank you for your service. So to all you guys who are either in currently or did serve, thank you very much.
I don't know if you saw the tweet that I put out today about veterans, thanking those that do the jobs that nobody else wants to do, such as holding an umbrella over Obama's head.
You too made a difference.
Yes.
You kept them from getting pneumonia. All right. Well, Living Water Church in Whitmore Lake, they're located right now. The new place is right on Barker Road, 200 Barker Road in Whitmore Lake. Living Water Church, November 13th, is having a Veterans Day special event, welcoming our veterans home. They're calling it Sweet Monday. Speaker will be Frankie McCoyle, local resident and Vietnam veteran. Yeah, refreshments will be served. No RSVP needed. Invite your friends and neighbors. The more people, the merrier. It's they got a lot of room there. It used to be the Lakeside Salary, bought it and renovated it, so it's got a lot of parking, got a lot of room. You can go to livingwatermi.org/women and get more information on that. But that's Monday night, November 13th, 7 to 8:30 p.m. So something to do in the evening, Monday evening, not running too late. So it's a good event. So make sure you get out to Living Water Church in Whitmore Lake, 200 Barker Road. Okay.
I also want to say, of course, a lot of veterans know this, but there's a lot of places you get free eats today. And Imagine Theater, a free movie ticket for you and your loved one. So, I mean, that's
right.
Nothing to sneeze at.
Yeah, so any of you veterans out there, take advantage of that. You know what I mean? There are millions and millions of people who trust you, who support you, who care for you, whether you know it or not. They really do. And I think that's growing every day. That's one thing I'll say about under our new president. I think our military is getting a better shake. Mm-hmm. And I think even perception-wise, people are starting to respect our military guys more.
Yep.
I've done a lot of traveling lately, as you noticed, and I saw military guys in the airport, and I can't tell you the number of times I saw people
walk up to them,
say something,
hand,
shake their hand,
them.
or just, hey, thank you, and a nod of the head. You know what I mean?
When I came back, it was wear civilian clothes. You don't want to be spat upon.
Yeah.
You know?
So, and that was terrible. So that's the difference today. So all those poor Vietnam vets who came home to that kind of garbage, I think, are now getting the respect that they deserve. At least some of them should be.
And a free meal.
Yeah, and a free meal. So, think about it today. If you didn't serve, or even if you did serve and you see other veterans, thank them for their service as well. It's pretty doggone important, So I've been watching the Trump visit to Asia. And since I just came back from Asia, it kind of struck me that here he is doing Vietnam, South Korea, China. Where else did he do? There was two other countries.
South Korea, did you say that?
He did South Korea, yeah. Anyways, he hit 5, I think, was the total a number of countries.
He hit South Vietnam. He hit Vietnam.
All of Vietnam, yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Sorry, but
and then nothing saying. That one we lost.
Yeah. Right? I went to East Germany the other day, too.
That's right.
In my dreams.
Yeah, in your dreams. Or nightmares, as the case may be. But the difference was striking. So here's the libs, the never-Trumpers, the media were all saying Trump was going to destroy international relations.
Speeches were phenomenal.
The speeches were phenomenal. Here's
no
a guy.
No coverage here locally. No, nothing at home.
Yeah, through his campaign, talking a tough line, on the road, talking to these people in a tough manner, and yet a fair manner, saying, we're putting America first as I expect you to put your country first. That struck me. very, very hard, when he was at the big speech. And I think that those kind of people looked at that and said, this is a leader. China rolled out the red carpet. The striking contrast, someone did that on a tweet. The difference between Obama's welcome in China and Trump's welcome in China, right?
I didn't know.
Trump was talking super tough all this time, right through the election and everything else, right? And they greeted him with a lot more honor, a lot more circumstance than anything Obama got. Because you know what? They don't respect weakness over there. They just don't.
Well, about Trump having dinner with the Chinese president, what's his name, Yang, and Xi, I'm sorry. And so excuse me a second, I have to go bomb Syria.
Well, again, that tells people a lot.
Yep.
I'm sitting down to talk peace, but on the other hand, I'm dealing with this in the most violent way I have to make the point. Because you know what? I'm not playing games here. This is it. We either deal with peace or we deal with war. I'm good at both. And we are. The United States is good at both. And for the last 30 years, we've been trying to be the weaklings and say we're sorry for being the greatest country on the planet. Enough of that nonsense.
They didn't roll out the fancy shindig. They didn't roll it out for Mr. Trump. They rolled it out for Mrs. Trump. Did you see how she looked? That gown she wore?
Oh, yes.
Oh, my goodness. Stunning.
Yeah. Absolutely. Let's take a call from Gary in Hazel Park. Gary, you want to talk about Patrick Colbeck?
Well, that's right. Yeah. Last week, you guys asked me to get you information about a fundraiser coming up on Monday. Mm-hmm. Well, I have that information right here. It is Monday, November 13th. It's at a place called Kim's Restaurant. It's up on East Long Lake Road. It's 102 East Long Lake Road, Troy, Michigan. It's a fundraiser, so it's $100 per individual, $150 per couple, and it's from 5:30 to 7:30.
5:30 to 7:30, Monday night, November 13th, this Monday.
That's correct.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's coming up real soon, so if you're going to make plans, do it now.
Yeah, and let's give, I don't know if Patrick's out there listening. Sometimes he's listening to Wham a lot. Patrick, you are always welcome to call into this show without
an invitation.
You don't need an invitation to call in this show because I fully support. I was telling a guy the other day at work about Patrick Colbeck, and he's who's Patrick Colbeck? I said he's only the smartest man running for governor.
He's a rocket scientist.
He's phenomenal. He's beautiful. He's marvelous.
Yeah, and when I told him about the things Patrick's done about, he had an alternative plan for the road tax. He had an alternative plan for the Medicare expansion. He's got plans to all these different plans to reduce, and that was the big one, to reduce. I heard it on Gruber's show, and I'm really starting to love Gruber's show on this.
Yeah, I'm beginning to like Gruber.
And he was talking about getting rid of the Michigan income tax, right? Mm-hmm. And most people are like, "Oh, God, how are you going to do that? How are you going to fill the hole?" But it's Patrick Colbeck, rocket scientist, who takes a look at the budget and says, "Don't need that, don't need that, don't need that. If that takes it down 0.5% or 1%, let's immediately take that off of the income tax and work it down to the point where it's zero, so that you're working on other things, no longer taxing people's income, right?" Mm-hmm. Which and it's common sense. This is what these other idiots in Lansing are incapable of doing. Like guys like Rick Snyder who let's put some more money out there and spend-aholic it away.
Yeah. And then get some more money. But you know what? People ask the question of how did we get here? How did this nation get in the position it's in? And it all traces right back to one place, and that's the government. It's the government that gave us no-fault divorce. It's the government that gave us abortion on demand. It's the government that gave us the open borders. It's the government that did all the social programs that put decades pretty much into slavery to the government.
Yeah.
They're the ones that promoted the homosexual and the perversion into our kids and stuff. So it's really our own government is the biggest force fighting against the American citizens today.
Yeah, what was Reagan's famous saying? The scariest words?
We're from the government, and we're here to help.
Yeah, that's scary.
They don't respect weakness over there in the Far East. Well, I don't respect weakness here in Michigan either.
Yeah. Well, government is the problem, not the solution. And anyone should be able to look at that and say, you know what? If somebody wants to come and take 30% of my paycheck, and because they think they know better how to spend it than I do, I'm going to tell you go pound sand, pal, because I know how to best spend my money. And if I have 30% and it was my choice to take my 30%,